This is file number 251177. It's alleged that on or about June 21st, you assaulted Danica Struchman, a former resident of your household. That's commonly known as domestic violence or domestic assault. I got 4 people that got arrested last night for this. This would be your stepmother or your stepdaughter?
Stepdaughter.
All right. You live out in the subdivision out by the soccer fields?
Yes, sir.
Work at American Axle?
Yes, sir.
All right. I guess my inclination would be to either set a pretrial or get an attorney appointed.
It would be appropriate at this point, at least, Your Honor, to appoint counsel.
Are you missing work right now? Don't be upset. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to help you with this. Now, let me talk about what the options are. One option, prosecutor could dismiss the case outright. They could reduce it to something like disturbing the peace, or there's also a statute which allows the domestic violence cases to get deferred. I have a women's anger management program that I started when I was prosecutor more than 25 years ago. And that may be an option. So nothing terrible is going to happen here, but is there no contact provision?
I haven't seen her. I don't know where she is.
So you're not out of your own house?
No.
All right, very good. How do you know my old friend Steve?
That's my stepdad.
Your stepdad?
Yeah.
Stepdad, stepdaughter. Old friend as in 70. I went to school with his sister from kindergarten. He went to school with my sister from kindergarten.
He's old.
Okay.
Yeah, that means I'm old. All right, I'm going to show a plea of not guilty. Appoint an attorney. Set attorney pretrial for 8/1. We're going to be very busy that day, but at 8:30. What shift do you work at American Axle?
Second.
All right, well, you won't be missing work. Now, I think you're going to follow up on this. Often I tell people this and their eyes glaze over. They're going to take you out and give you some paperwork with your attorney's name and number on it. I want you to call the lawyer and make an appointment to discuss this with them. They'll get the police report, be in a position to discuss it with the prosecutor and see what the options are. So we'll appoint an attorney. You'll call them and make an appointment, discuss it with them prior to August 1st. There should be plenty of time to do that. So do you have any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're good to go.
Thank you.
See you around.
Hopefully not.
No offense, but I hope not. All right, a number of other people have come in that aren't on the list. So right now I'm just gonna see who's here. Is Jorge Garcia Palmer here? Do you need an interpreter? All right. Terry Frost. Ricardo Hernandez. Ryan Swinehart. Jonathan Trahan. All right, are there some people whose name I didn't call? All right, and what's your name, ma'am? Yes, we met. You had a pretrial. So did you have your pretrial already?
No.
Let me make sure I got this right. No, you're an arraignment. So let me get your file. But I don't know where it is. What's your name, sir?
Stacy Osborne.
Did you have a pretrial yet?
I believe it was supposed to be an arraignment.
No, you've got a pretrial on a no ops charge. So you're in the right vicinity. I can't find Miss Tepper's file. On June 21st of this year, in 3 hours, you assaulted Giselle Gonzalez, someone you have a child in common with. That's commonly known as domestic violence or domestic assault. It's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. You were arrested, you posted bond, and the arraignment was set for today.
If I could clarify, it wasn't truly
No,
assault.
you don't want to get into that.
All right, well, yeah, Mr. Stickley is here. I'm not unwilling to hear what you have to say.
It was a water bottle.
Stop, but anything that you say now could theoretically be used against you. So his sage advice is just don't say anything till you get a lawyer and help you with this. So I'm gonna show a plea of not guilty. Appoint an attorney. Set attorney pretrial for August 1st at 8:30. Question is whether I'm gonna leave you in jail between now and August 1st.
Yes, sir.
You have $1,237 worth of unpaid fines and costs. You're on probation for impaired driving.
I'm not on probation, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah, the probation was completed.
See that file on the
Tepfer,
docket.
what?
I didn't see that file on the docket.
I was never.
You're never.
Mhm.
Did you recently?
251178, Tricia
Went for 2 days.
Tepfer. Says file open, so I'm not sure what it
I
is.
think that was added and I didn't see it, so I will.
All right. There's a warrant out for your arrest in the impaired driving case.
In the what? Excuse
In
me?
the impaired driving case, you were supposed to do the victim impact panel. You never showed up for it. So I did a show cause to have you come in and find out why you didn't go to the victim impact panel.
Probably
You didn't show up for
Because I was
that.
watching my kids, Your Honor. I'm a stay-at-home father every day.
So then I was gonna deal with this, but you already went to jail, so potentially I could give you the credit for the day you served. Stay-at-home father doesn't excuse you from your
Yeah, I
court
understand that.
obligations. We got a lot more stay-at-home mothers than we have stay-at-home dads. Sorry, I can't do my jail time. I'm a stay-at-home dad.
That's not
Sorry, I can't go to court-ordered victim impact panel. That ain't how it works. And you got all these other stuff that you aren't paying on. And now you've got a domestic assault. Is Giselle Gonzalez the mother of your children?
Yes, sir.
And right now you have a no contact provision?
No,
Now let's take
she's
a
at
look.
my house right now with both my kids.
The bond conditions.
Is that on the bond condition?
No
She's-
contact whatsoever with Giselle Gonzalez.
She's the one that bonded me out, Your Honor.
Well, maybe I'll just put you in jail, then we'll wait till August 1st. You're not supposed to have any contact with her. The magistrate told you that at the
I
time.
never
of your
talked to
arraignment.
nobody. Never talked to not a soul.
He might have just posted and got an interim bond, Your Honor. That's why he's here on a walk-in arraignment.
Never talked to nobody at all.
Did you talk to the magistrate over the video?
No, Your Honor, I did not. That's why I'm confused on the no contact.
Well, perhaps you're justified. Threw water in her face and acting crazy. said she was intoxicated. She was wet, which could be an assault. They began to argue, threw water on her, called her names. You guys are too old for this.
Yes, Your Honor.
Came home late from work and drunk, so you got mad at her and threw water on her. All right. Appoint an attorney. This is not great. Also, I'm gonna recall the warrant in your probation case. Or, you know, in
If it's just
here.
an open case, it just probably needs to get a rain on it, or?
He
Confused.
failed to show up for the victim impact panel, so I tried to get him, they rescheduled, he didn't show up. I did a show cause to find out why he didn't show up, he didn't show up for that, so I issued a warrant for him. Then he gets arrested for this foolishness. So I'm gonna set everything, set that also for 8/1/25/8/30. I'm gonna lift the no contact provision. It's sort of a farce the way it is right now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, let's talk about that. This hearing had a few moving parts, and Judge Middleton handled it with his usual blend of patience, clarity, and the occasional wry comment that reminds everyone he's seen pretty much everything. The main focus early on was a domestic violence allegation involving a defendant accused of assaulting his stepdaughter. From the start, the judge's tone was measured. He laid out the possible outcomes plainly. The charge could be dismissed, reduced, or potentially deferred into a program he himself started decades ago. The defendant sat quietly, clearly worried about missing work, and Judge Middleton was quick to reassure him that nothing catastrophic was going to happen that morning. He even paused to chat about knowing the defendant's stepfather since kindergarten, which lent the whole exchange a touch of small-town familiarity. When the next defendant stepped up this time for allegedly throwing water on the mother of his children, the mood shifted slightly. The judge had to navigate a tangle of unpaid fines, an unresolved impaired driving case, and confusion over whether a no-contact order was in place. The defendant tried to explain that he hadn't been advised of any restrictions, and the judge seemed willing to accept that this might have been a bond posted without an arraignment. Still, Judge Middleton was not impressed by the record of missed victim impact panels and outstanding obligations. At one point, he reminded the defendant, in that trademark even-keeled tone, that being a stay-at-home parent doesn't excuse someone from complying with court orders. Fair point delivered. Without malice. The conversation about the water bottle incident was telling. The judge called it foolishness, but stopped short of moral grandstanding, choosing instead to focus on procedure and consequences. Even when the defendant protested that the incident wasn't a true assault, the judge wisely suggested he wait for an attorney before offering explanations that could be used against him. A recurring theme here was Judge Middleton's consistent effort to keep everyone grounded in reality. If you don't handle your business, whether it's paying fines or showing up for mandated programs, it catches up to you. Throughout the hearing, the courtroom atmosphere was calm but edged with fatigue, like a teacher repeating instructions for the 100th time. You could sense the judge's hope that these folks might finally start making different choices, but he never let frustration override fairness. In the end, both defendants were appointed counsel and given clear next steps. For all the complexity, Judge Middleton kept the process moving, balanced a fair hearing with plain advice, and left no doubt that cooperation and accountability were the only path forward. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one,